Morning traders, Richard here doing quick Ichimoku cloud chart market view of the Nasdaq Composite Index. I've got the weekly Ichimoku chart up here. Index struggling to get past this 12,320 resistance zone, 12,381. You can see that's the top end of the front end of the cloud, as well as this bottom in the cloud where the market reversed in January, sold off only to rebound from the standard line of the cloud back up to the bottom in the cloud chart resistance. So it's within this resistance range. Now, if we can get a breakout past this resistance zone, that would be great. It will turn the outlook back to bullish territory. But currently, we have a nice swing trade bear market rally, an overall bear market, because price action below the cloud is still bearish. Now, the upside resistance target is this 12,320, 12,381. And if we get past that zone, then it's this 13,000 zone, roughly there. The next resistance target on the weekly Ichimoku. Downside risk if this kind of support failed, because it's kind of testing support between 11,874 and 12,000 now roughly. If this support level fails, then we can see the standard turning down the cloud very quickly, 11,614. And then the bottom end of the cloud, this whole cluster of support between the standard line 11,238 and the bottom end of the cloud. You can see this ample, just above the 11,200 zone. So these are the downside risk targets. In case we have a very weak earnings season, we could retest these lows and then rebound rally from there to make another attempt to break past the 12,380 resistance zone. So those are the levels to watch out for on the weekly Ichimoku. Turning to the daily. Here we can see those resistance levels there at the top, still not close to them, but they are there, quite a large resistance zone on the weekly. Now we had a nice rally back here from these support levels here in December, strong breakout past the cloud, snap back, rebounded from the bottom in cloud support, another cloud chart buy signal there, very strong rally, a couple of gaps, and then moved into profit taking zone as it moved in between these resistance zones between 12,320 and 12,000, and then snapped back to close the gap, pull back, and then retest this front end cloud for support, dip below there, rebounded from that zone, and then we had another strong rally back up to this resistance zone. So now the downside risk is the front end of the cloud here. You can see these levels here, as well as the standard line of the cloud, 11,980. 1198, 11,898, and then this bottom in cloud, front end cloud level there, as well as the bottom in the front end of the cloud, 11,614. So these are the downside risk targets on the daily. If we get further weakness, could see a test of these levels. Market can sell off back down here and then rebound from this cluster of support to make another attempt at breaking past these levels. So looking at where we are, seasonal weakness in the market next couple of months, we'll keep an eye on that. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get to these cloud chart support zones there. But absolutely critical for potential rebound here, because bullish price action, price is above the top end of the cloud, so that's bullish so far, so that's good news. Any price action below here will turn this rally into a bear market rally, a bearish state. Price action below the cloud is ultimately bearish, but so far so good. Nice swing trades from this cloud chart support back up the resistance zones. Now we're waiting for support to come back in strongly here, and then we'll make another attempt at breaking that top end cloud chart resistance zone there. Looking at the 4-hour chart, you can see how it's looking for support of this top end cloud. So there might be a possibility for a swing trade between the top end of the cloud as well as this standard line support zone. It's now there, but we dipped below it, so it lost that cluster of support. Now we range bound between 11,932 support zone and this top end cloud chart support zone there. So keep an eye on that for potential swing trades as if support holds back up from these levels. If support holds at these levels. If we get a very weak earnings season, we might dip back down into the cloud and retest these levels here at the bottom end of the front end of the cloud, like that zone there within the cloud. 11,741 is also this cloud chart support level you can project across, and then if that support fails, then we can easily get back down to the bottom end of the cloud here at 11,600. So these are the downside risk targets on the 4-hour if weakness persists in the market and then we could see these downside risk levels being taken out. But from a short-term swing trade perspective, looking for a potential swing trade from this cluster of support between 11,932 and the top end of the cloud, back up to retest these old highs and then the 12,320 resistance zone. So absolutely critical to see any kind of positive price action in and around this cluster of cloud support. If weakness persists, then watch out for these front-end cloud chart support zones. These are the downside risk targets. Looking at the hourly one, bearish territory, price actions below the cloud, and looking for 11,932 is a potential downside risk target. That's another major support zone on the hourly. We need to be back above the top end of the cloud to be bullish, but price action now is bearish, so there's still further downside to this 11,932 zone if the earnings season is very weak. Had a sell signal up here on the hourly, and be aware of any kind of support to come back in and around this cluster of support between 11,932 and the bottom end lows there. Upside resistance would then be this zone, front end cloud chart resistance to deal with. To be bullish back on the hourly, we need to be back above the top end of the cloud. So bearish, but we are looking for resistance there, and any kind of breakout past that resistance will turn the hourly chart back into bullish territory. But most significant is the 4-hour one. Keep an eye on any kind of support to come in and around this cluster of support zones on the hourly. Until next time, happy cloud chart trading. Bye for now.